Here in this video we will showcase 10 lesser known but still very powerful chapter masters of the Imperium, well taken from the present 42nd millennium as well as from the past, meaning that these chapter masters are from the entire timeline of the grimdark. Famous ones like Dante, Grimnar, Calgar, Draigo, or even the past ones like Pollux or Sigismund will not be here. Take this video as an opportunity to know more about the great heroes of the Imperium, which are often in the shadows, doing their deeds and winning wars to defend humanity from the xenos, the chaos, and the mutant. So as with the others, it won't be a specific ranking video, but a random choice of 10 Space Marine chapter masters, and yeah, you can also add in your own list down below. So let's get to it. Number 1. Artor AMR of the Astral Knights chapter. He is the one who is renowned for leading his chapter in an engagement against the Necrons and the World Engine. When conventional weaponry proved futile against the large void ship, Artor directed his chapter's battle barge on a collision course with the World Engine's formidable void shields. As the massive ship breached the shields, the Astral Knights swiftly descended in drop pods, launching a relentless 100-hour battle against the thousands of Necron warriors. The once mighty Astral Knights were whittled down to merely a handful, with Armbred and only 5 remaining battle brothers standing as the last bastions of resistance. In a final act of defiance, Armbred detonated melter charges within the Necron tomb complex, crippling the World Engine's command arrays and bringing down the shields. And with the shields disabled, the Imperial Navy seized the opportunity, unleashing cyclonic torpedoes that obliterated the World Engine. Number 2. Gabriel Angelus of the Blood Ravens chapter. Gabriel Angelus ascended to the position of chapter master with a very heavy burden. Tasked with vanquishing a corrupted former chapter master and chief librarian called Zariahkers, Angelus successfully purged the taint of chaos from his chapter. His leadership marked pivotal moments in the Blood Ravens' history, from battling chaos on Taurus to defeating a knit splint of High Fleet. Evolving from wielding a power sword and a bolt pistol, he upgraded to the master-crafted Demon Hammer, the God Splitter, a formidable force weapon despite his lack of psychic abilities. His disdain for aliens manifested in his initial encounters with the Eldari, yet as battles unfolded and common goals emerged, Angelus found a begrudging respect for the craft world-dwelling Arsiriani, slowly easing his hatred of the aliens. However, amidst the triumphs, Angelus carried the weight of the guilt of the Exterminator's action that razed his own homeworld of Cyrene. Number 3. Zariahkers of the Excoriators chapter. Once the chapter champion, or also called the chapter scourge of the Excoriators, he once faced disgrace when the genetic curse that dawns darkness, which is a powerful misery that takes over and the sufferer feels the reality of an Imperium without the Emperor. This sickness overcame him in a critical battle against the Alpha Legion on Ignis Prime. As a result of this, the chapter suffered severe losses, including the destruction of the Honored Furs and the theft of the Sacred Standard, the Stigmata. Kursh, now bearing the stain of failure, motivated him to rise above his past failures and even conquer the darkness. He later led the defense of Kurtz's Minor against the chaos Calgar-caused Blood Crusade, emerging as the sole survivor and redeeming himself in the eyes of his chapter and the Emperor. He was then elevated to chapter master after the former leader succumbed to poison, and he now commands the Excoriators with a legacy of redemption. Number 4. Fafnir of the Executioners chapter. Okay, so once a relentless captain and Lord Celestial of the Imperial Fist Legion during the Great Crusade and the Horus Heresy, he played a pivotal role in battles like the ones in Phal, Pluto, and the Siege of Terra. During the Siege of Terra, Ran defended the Lion's Gate spaceport, clashing with the traitor forces led by Captain Kroger. Though wounded, he survived with the aid of the first Captain Sigismund, cementing the Executioner's legacy as a relentless and fearsome chapter. After the Heresy, he contributed to the Great Scouring, purging traitor legions from the Imperial space. Handpicked by his Primarch for the Third Founding, Ran became the High Executioner, leading the Executioner's chapter as its chapter master, and this made them later renowned for their ferocity and disdain of conventions. And the Executioners saw themselves as the Emperor's Executioners, following his example and their namesake. Number 5. Malachim Foros of the Lamentus chapter. Also known as the Lord of Ruin and the Watcher of the Deeps, he served as the chapter master of the Lamenters, a Space Marine chapter deeply affected by the Black Rage. Despite his internal struggles, Foros is a revered figure within his chapter, embodying both the grief and resilience that define the Lamenters. Foros earned the moniker Lord of Ruin due to the palpable aura of grief and bitter hatred that surrounds him and his fellow companions. His fair face and ancient gold and chequy power armor creates an imposing figure resembling a living statue of an imperial saint. However, beneath his calm exterior lies bitter emptiness and an indomitable will that he employs to maintain control over the encroaching darkness of the Black Rage. Despite whispers suggesting that his control is slipping, Foros has repeatedly pulled himself back from the brink through sheer force of will, a testament to his inner strength. He wears an artificer armor and wields the glaive in carmine, a master-crafted force sword originally intended for the sanguinary gods. Number 6. Gaven Shrike of the Raven God chapter. He currently holds the position of the Lord of Shadows, which is the equivalent of a chapter master for the Raven God. He is renowned for his previous role as the Shadow Captain of the Raven God's third company, and the most remarkable thing is that he wields the famed Raven talons, the actual lightning claws crafted by the Primarch Corvus Corax for himself. Shrike is a master of stealth and infiltration, and he executes swift and lethal strikes from the shadows, leaving his foes helpless in the darkness. He assumed the role of chapter master after the previous holder, Corvus Severax, fell in battle against the Tau Empire on Perfectia. Shrike's expertise in stealth and his lightning-quick attacks make him a formidable leader, ensuring that the darkness claims his enemies before they can react or resist. Number 7. Tuan of the Salamanders chapter. So during the Second War of Armageddon, he played a pivotal role leading the Salamanders in protecting Imperial supply lines and refugee columns, showcasing their prime role in safeguarding civilians. Known for rallying demoralized defenders, Tuan and the elite fire drakes of the Salamanders defended vital bridges, holding off Orc attacks and fighting off hordes of the Greenskins. In the subsequent Third War for Armageddon, he led the Salamanders chapter against the armies of Gaskell, demonstrating close-range prowess against the Orc rock fortress. At Hive Tempestora, he prevented Orcs from overrunning the survivors, allowing the majority of the Hive population to escape. Tuan wears a cloak made from a Fire Drake salamander, and his artificer armor is called the Fire Drake Mantle. Notable weapons include the Deathfire, a master-crafted power weapon once wielded by the Primarch Vulcan himself. He also wields the Prometheus, an ornate flame weapon, and the Stormbearer, the Thunder Hammer, forged by Tuan himself, crafted from the same material as Vulcan's legendary Thunderhead. Number 8. Jubal Khan of the White Scars chapter. He is the Great Khan, which is the equivalent of a chapter master for the White Scars chapter. He is a seasoned commander of the White Scars and has engaged in numerous battles and campaigns across the Imperium. During the Jopal Uprising, he led the First Brotherhood in lightning raids that disrupted the enemy supply and communications lines. This diversion forced the enemy to redirect significant troops, enabling the Astra Militarum to break through the weakened front lines and quell the insurrection. Khan also played a crucial role in the Third War for Armageddon, leading the White Scars to successfully disrupt Orc forces on Armageddon and the surrounding worlds. Their actions brought crucial time for Imperial garrisons to prepare and resist the Greenskin assaults. Unfortunately, he was captured by the Red Corsairs after some time and was tortured for many weeks, which has now left him incapable of fighting all leading forces into combat. Number 9. Gabriel Seth of the Flesh Terrors chapter. Renowned as the Guardian of Rage and the chapter master of the Flesh Terrors, which are basically loyalist berserkers that are afflicted heavily by the Red Thirst and the Black Rage, and thereby they would kill both friend and enemy alike in battle. Seth here is alone in that he actually embraces these as gifts, and as such has kept them and these afflictions from completely overwhelming him. In battle, Seth wields a colossal two-handed chainsaw named the Blood Reaver, a relic of Baal. He also wears the Blood Mantle and an Artificer armor. Seth leads the Flesh Terrors in battle, in fights away from the Imperial allies in the front lines as they teeter on the brink of savagery every time and risk killing everything and showing their curse in public. He has led the Flesh Terrors from the front lines in Armageddon, leading them into situations where even the Orcs, after a while, ran away in fear in their presence, which is quite a feat. He has also defended their homeworld in the devastation of Baal, but he is hated by his fellow Blood Angel successor chapter masters for his brutality that drew suspicion from the Inquisition. And yes, sometimes he would kill an Inquisitor or two. And the other chapter masters hate him because he threatens to make known the genetic curse by his actions, and if that was to happen, then there was the real risk of the entire Blood Angels and their successor chapters being excommunicated. And number 10. Hark Ironhelm of the Space Wolves chapter. Hark Eirik Eriksson also known as Hark Ironhelm, served as the Great Wolf of the Space Wolf chapter during the 32nd millennium. As the chapter's leader, he became consumed by an obsessive pursuit of Magnus the Red, the demon primarch of the Thousand Suns, seeking vengeance for the devastation of Prospero. Hark, distinguishable by his Terminator armor and braided black hair and beard, he leads the Space Wolves for over 3 centuries. His relentless hunt for Magnus led him to the ill-fated assault on Gangava, where he fell prey to the deceptive Chaos ploy. Discovering corrupted wolf brothers among the renegades, he destroyed them and learned about the Thousand Suns siege of Fenris. Overwhelmed by shame, Hark rushed to defend his homeworld, and in the final confrontation with Magnus on the slopes of the Fang during the first Battle of the Fang, Hark, wielding a power fist, valiantly fought but ultimately fell. But this action ensured the survival of the Fang, their fortress monastery, and leaving a legacy of remorse and retribution which still now fuels the Space Wolves' rage against the Thousand Suns. And those are the 10 lesser known but powerful Space Marine chapter masters. So if you like this video, then check this other one too, and if you want to browse for other content on Warhammer, then check out our channel. So subscribe and like for support, and yeah, while you're at it, bang on that bell icon for notifications on new video uploads. Till the next time, take care, boys.